Hey all, it's Matt, your average gamer, and if you didn't know, the trailer dropped for Elden Ring's DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, and I cannot be more excited. We're going to talk about it. Later on, we're eventually going to do a trailer breakdown too. I cannot wait for this DLC. Towards the end of this video, we'll also talk about the future of the channel, as well as showing off some of the builds we're going to be doing this weekend, which is going to be some off-meta stuff, a couple cosplay builds, and some of the most fun builds I've done in a long time. And now back to the DLC. We have a release date of June 21st. The trailer looks absolutely awesome. By the way, I posted it up on my community tab. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, go watch the trailer right now. There's really nothing more important in the Elden Ring world than this DLC trailer. It looks incredible. And in the DLC, Miquella will play a part as we probably all expected. And not only that, the scope of the DLC, the size of the DLC, looks like it will actually match the word expansion. It looks like it's going to be huge. We're of course going to be covering the best builds up until then. Eventually we'll do DLC catch-up too. I'm unbelievably hyped for this. In the meantime though, we're going to continue to do fun builds, fan-based builds, off-meta stuff too. Everything that's made this channel great so far and this community amazing. Probably mentioned this a few times, but I want you to comment below your DLC thoughts, your expectations, and how excited you are for DLC. Just get it out. Whatever that energy that you feel after watching that trailer, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking after you saw the trailer. Yeah, I want to know everything. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know any lore that you think that it's going to be important as far as the actual DLC goes, because we know there's going to be a lot of stuff with Miquella, right? And then it looks like, by the way, also that fire damage isn't going to be that viable for the DLC, so maybe holy damage will be good. This is a blood and fire build that will be out this weekend, by the way. It's a lot of fun. It's a mixed build that I ended up doing. By the way, another thing I wanted to mention, not only with the damage types itself, the trailer, it kind of had Dark Souls vibes for me. I know Elden Ring as a whole obviously should, given it's Fromsoftware, but it had a lot of Dark Souls vibes. It looks like it's going to be really challenging. There's also a Spartan build that's going to be out this weekend. I finally did a Spartan build. I know the shield's a little bit bigger than probably what we're used to, but I wanted to make sure I had some defense too. Yeah, back to the Dark Souls things. As far as Dark Souls goes and Bloodborne, the DLCs were known to be incredibly difficult. To expect no less for this. It's going to be a very challenging part of the game, probably the most challenging part of the game, the DLC, and it looks like it, based on the previews, that we're going to get some bosses with some crazy movesets. And we have this Frost build coming up over the weekend too, but back to DLC, definitely comment below your thoughts. I want to hear everything that you want to talk about with DLC. I'll be there to respond to and whatnot as well. And the Discord, I'm going to leave in a pinned comment. Feel free to join that and talk about DLC too. We will eventually do a trailer breakdown, but I'm not going to go crazy rushing that right this second. I'm probably going to try to do that within the next week or so, because as far as the trailer breakdown itself, we do have 4 months until DLC comes out. That being said, I am looking forward to doing that video. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm super excited. We were all kind of worried there for a second that it might land in the fall, that it might land in early 2025, and June is not too bad. It's not too far away. Yeah, it's 4 months away, but it could have been a lot worse than June. And honestly, given that it's going to be about $40 for the expansion and the size it looked like in the trailer, it looks like something that's going to be well worth the wait and the asking price. If you're not subbed to this channel yet, by the way, definitely be sure to sub to this channel. You're not going to want to miss out. If you're somebody that frequently watches my videos but hasn't hit the sub button yet, now's the time. Elden Ring DLC is not too far away. We're going to be covering stuff up until then, and then we're going to be covering the DLC like crazy too. So happy we finally got it. I knew around the anniversary we're going to hear something, but there was a time, again, where people were basically thinking, hey, maybe they'll just give us a light announcement, something like a trailer's coming in the near future, and then it could be either later this year or next year. Thankfully, it wasn't that. June isn't too far out, and I'm super pumped for it. Now, back to mentioning the size and the scope of the DLC. For those of you that saw the trailer or haven't seen it yet, you're going to be surprised if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it already, you're going to notice that the background and the new areas looked very big. The DLC size looks like it's going to be legit. This is Fromsoftware after all. They've really truly never let us down. They now own, I think, all the rights to Elden Ring too. This is a company that has been doing well and continues to do well. It's amazing what they've done with Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and now Elden Ring. I cannot be more excited for this, knowing their history with DLCs. This is a company that literally makes games that are basically between an 8 out of a 10 across the board, sometimes a 10 out of 10. In the case for Elden Ring, it's a 10 out of 10 for me, and I think Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne probably land there as well. And then they make the DLC somehow better than the base game. It's incredible. Huge thank you to everyone that's stuck with me to this point. I can't thank you enough. I know we've waited longer, way longer than we expected to wait, but we're all here now. That time is coming, and honestly, I could not be more excited for it. DLC is around the corner, and it looks amazing. Once again, comment your thoughts below, and you can tell just by this video, I am so hyped for this. I cannot wait, man. I know it's 4 months away, but it's gonna go quick, don't worry. Be sure to sub, and see you soon.